And that trailer was so impactful that I lost it.
You were part of one of the coolest moments of this year's San Diego Comic-Con when it was revealed on Thursday at the Clone Wars 10th anniversary panel that we're getting a new season of the Clone Wars.
Yes, Clone Wars saved. So it was such a surreal moment. One of my favorite moments of my personal Comic-Con history, and I've been coming since 2007. But I hadn't seen that trailer, and so you know, I'd recorded one line for it, but I hadn't seen it, and so I literally burst into tears because even for me, like, it was such an emotional moment, and that trailer was so impactful that I lost it. I lost it. Hello, Master. It's been a while.
Could the Clone Wars be returning with anybody but Dave Filoni at the helm?
Absolutely not. You know, Dave Filoni, as I said on the panel, is my favorite director I've ever worked with. He's so brilliant. I think he's one of the most brilliant storytellers, you know, making, you know, new original stories today. And Clone Wars was George Lucas's passion project, but Dave really took on Ahsoka, and, you know, it's kind of been his baby. So I feel like nobody could continue to tell Clone Wars and any story about Ahsoka except for Dave.
I'm Commander Cody, your new boss. Sir, yes, sir!
Return to the Clone Wars for another season. This is somehow setting up a way to introduce Ahsoka into the live-action Star Wars universe. And I think that's pretty interesting because she's one of the most popular characters that has been created for the Star Wars universe in the last, you know, 20 years, clearly. And she's got a huge following. And it makes a lot of sense because they want to start moving away from stories involving the Skywalker family per se. And there's a lot still to say about Ahsoka, as we learned through Rebels and the ending of Rebels.
You know, the thing
Your thoughts on that, Ashley?
My thoughts on that. You know, I think as long as Ahsoka lives, which we know now, I mean, Ahsoka has gone off looking for Ezra in Rebels. We're about to tell more Clone Wars stories. So Ahsoka lives, and I think, you know, as long as Ahsoka lives, there's going to be more stories to tell. And aside from Clone Wars, I know nothing. Let's set the record straight. I know nothing. But I know Dave Filoni has a plan. It's very tight-lipped, but he hopes to tell many more stories. And the fact that you've been with Ahsoka from the beginning means a lot.
I'm a huge fan. I'm also a huge fan of the character that you're modeling here. Captain Marvel, also part of the Disney family. Tell me about the fashion line that you're creating for the movie.
Yeah, so we're actually designing a full Captain Marvel collection now that'll come out in 2019. I'm super excited about Captain Marvel. As you can tell, we designed this Captain Marvel jacket. It's being sold here at Comic-Con for her universe. But look for Captain Marvel for men and women in early 2019.
Another fashion statement that you made was at your fashion show where you answered the trivia question that we've all wondered. How many Jack Skellington Funko Pops does it take to make a Funko dress for the runway?
Well, it took right at 500 Jack Skellington Funko Pop heads to make a dress. You know, I had done the first ever Lego couture gown that could walk the runway 2 years ago. And the brilliant Nathan Sueya and Andrew McLean kind of made that happen. And then, you know, after you've done Lego, it's like, what else, you know, do you do? And the only thing that could come to mind was Funko Pops. I mean, it's like the hottest thing here at Comic-Con. And so I didn't know how we were going to do it, but I knew that Andrew McLean could figure it out. So I called him and I was like, hey, Andrew, would you make my dress again for Comic-Con? Because I knew I could trap him. And of course he was like, oh yes, what is it? And I was like, okay, well, you got to figure out how to do it with Funko Pops. And he did. It weighed 40 pounds. So that was a workout in itself.
Did you have your husband David walking behind you, holding the back of the dress? That's a lot. 40 pounds. That's a heavy dress to wear. Well,
you know, I joke with him because obviously my husband, you know, being a professional athlete, you know, there's all sorts of different workouts that we try. But I told him, I said, I have a new workout for you, couture gown training.